I would like to share some quotes with you today that always give me a lot of peace, just gives me a space to let go, surrender, and something to lean back into. And it does relate to the subject of longing that I've been talking about quite a bit lately. And I will share that with you back after that. I'm just going to read some of these quotes and just see, when I read them one at a time, how they impact you. Does it give you a sense of peace, or is it just something that doesn't land or resonate with you? It's all fine. I always share what works for me, and we'll take it from there. So the first one is the one I've been sharing a lot lately too. My favorite right now is the kingdom of heaven is spread all over the earth, and man cannot see it. You just take that in for a moment. Just feel here. It's spread all over the earth, and we can't see it. Like, what a shame, right? And then the kingdom of God is within you. So the kingdom is spread all over the earth. We can't see it, but it's within us. Like, oh, okay, so maybe I'm looking in the wrong direction. And it's closer than breathing, nearer than hands and feet. It's very close, isn't it? That's something you can't really even grasp. But when you experience it, it all makes sense. It's like, yeah, it's true. It's true. God is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. Omnipresent, that's kind of like heaven is spread all over the earth, right? It's omnipresent, and it's omnipotent, so it's all power. And it's omniscience, knows everything, everything. There's nothing that the divine does not know, and it's everywhere. It's inside of us. It's closer than breathing, nearer than hands and feet. So it goes, take no thought. Take no thought. We keep taking thought, and the thought is what's being projected out as if it's real. So it says, take no thought. The divine knows my needs before I do. It's omniscient. It knows everything. It knows my needs before I do. Like, wow, even before I do, it already knows that. Wow. I wish I could remember that, right? Then I wouldn't need to try and figure it all out on my own. And then it says, so it knows my needs before I do, and it is his good pleasure to give me the kingdom. Give it. It's not like, oh, I have it here and you have to work hard for it, or I'm going to hold on to it and you have to pray to me in a certain way before I give it to you, or you have to do a specific ceremony or ritual, and then I might give it to you. No, it is God's good pleasure to give it to me, to you. And then it says, thy grace is my sufficiency. Thy grace. So, what is thy grace? That's another one of these questions. What is that? But it is my sufficiency because it's everywhere. It's inside of me, and it's given to me freely with great pleasure. So how does this work? Why are we not experiencing this? And another one I just want to interject is it says, resist not evil. So think about how often we are resisting anything really, evil or even good. We're in this resistance mode where we just say no and this whole conditioning. And that's what I sometimes refer to as do not touch it. Resisting is definitely touching it. It's like, oh, right? You're totally connected and in touch with it. You don't touch it. Resist not evil. So here are some really powerful reminders and messages for us all. And then, of course, the question is, why am I not experiencing it? Well, we are resisting what we call evil, and we're also resisting what we call good. And we are taking thought. We are trying to figure it out on our own. We're trying to find safety, security, success, health, abundance, right relationships. We're trying to do it by taking thought. And yet the divine says, take no thought. I know exactly what you need. And it's right here. It's right inside of you. The kingdom is here, ever all present. And I'm happy to give it to you. So now I want to stitch that back a little bit to the longing, where the first quote that heaven is the kingdom of heaven, or heaven is spread all over the earth and man cannot see it. Right? We cannot see it out in this world. Can't hear it, taste it, touch it, or smell it. But like we've talked about, we can sense that there is something that we want. We want a better life. We want to be happy. We want good connections. We want a lot of things that we're not experiencing because we're taking thought and we're resisting. And that keeps us out in the dualistic world, which is the veil of illusion. It's like a, what's it called? A virtual reality headset. That when I saw that first time, I was like, oh, wow. And we see it all in here, and we're doing the punching and whatever because it feels so real. So learning to not touch that, because that's where we're not happy. We're trying to find happiness. And as I'm sharing this is totally my own process. And I'm just sharing when I get these glimpses of clarity or little downloads, or just suddenly something opens so I can see it more clearly. So when you sense that you want something other than what you're experiencing, what do we do with it? When you feel like you want to be happy, what do you do with that? What do we do with that? Do we go out there and get drunk or, whatever, and then we think we're happy? We might be happy for a little while, but then we come back and then we need to do it again because we're not really happy because it's all happening out there in our mind and it's not connected to the fulfillment that is waiting for us to receive it. So I want to ask you really sincerely, when you have a longing or something you want, what is your reaction? How do you meet that? Do you welcome it? Do you suppress it? Do you ignore it? Do you have a belief around it? And this is what we've been talking about the last, I would say, week or two. What happens when a longing or a want arises? Well, if you have a Buddhist background, you probably think it's not okay. That's the illusion. So we shouldn't have those. So down it goes. And here, as we press it down, what we're feeling as this longing is the divine says, I know what you need, and it's here. Let me give it to you. And you go like, boom, no, I'm not supposed to want anything. That's one the beliefs, and it can be many other ones, like, I don't deserve it, or I have to work hard for it, or I've tried it so many times and it never works out, so I don't even want to go there anymore. There's a lot of flavors within that realm of the longing coming up and what we do with it. The longing is, the way I'm experiencing it now, is that the longing is like trying to push against the door that I have closed. And the more it pushes, depending on where I'm at in this process, the more it pushes, the more I push back. It's like, nope, nope, no, I do not want to be disappointed again. I don't want to feel that amount of sadness or pain again. I'm not going to let you come through ever again. I'm going to go out and do it myself in this virtual reality, and I'm going to pretend, and I'm going to hope, and I'm going to work hard and see if I can make it happen out there. And the longing is not going away, is it? It can't, because it's your true nature, it's your soul essence that wants to express the amazingness that it is, the love, the beauty, the joy, the peace, the expansion, all that is ready to be experienced and expressed when we let it in. When we turn around and said, okay, then I'm going to open the door and find out what this longing is. So you open the door, you go in, and you really, really embrace what you want in the sweetest way. This is not the same as being attached to getting something out there. It's very, very different. The longing that we feel in here is usually being projected out as something that we need to feel happy. That's a big mistake, and it's backwards. So when you finally say, okay, I'm going to open the door, don't open the door and go looking for it out there. Stay here at the door in the feeling of the longing. It's a real experience inside. And the more curious you can become about, like, what is this longing, right? What is it? And it's a very great self-inquiry to find out, what is this thing? And why do I move out there when I'm feeling it in here? The kingdom is within, right? So maybe that's just the divine knocking on your door. And the way the divine knocks is, it's something you recognize as something you want, because it's something you that would make you feel good and happy. So from today on, my invitation is to really be curious about what the wanting, the feeling I want something, the feeling of I long for something. Do not squash it. Do not suppress it. Do not project it out away from where the experience of that wanting or longing or yearning is. Go there. And my little addition to that is, which is really something that shifted energetically for me when that happened a little while ago, is that, can you just really receive it with an openness, with a joy, that feeling of like, yes, oh, yes, I want that. It's like saying, yes, God, I want you, but I don't know what you are, but I can feel there's something really sweet about it. And the longing itself is, in my experience, the flavor of God, the taste of God, not with your mouth, with a deeper sense. So if you're able to, as I'm really practicing right now, and it's really exciting for me, it is kind of a whole new opening that's happening. And that's, of course, why I want to share it with you. And maybe you've already done this forever, and it's like, yay, good for you. It's taken me a long time to get to where I am now, but I'm so enjoying it. And it's just really saying hello to God or divine or the goddess, whatever your flavor of that experience is. It's like, yes, show me, what is this longing? What do you want me to experience as or through you? Yeah, and I can feel like, oh, love, yeah. Oh, I really want to feel that love. I really want to feel happy, because happy is really at the core of it all, isn't it? We all want to be happy. It's like, so let me find out. Show me what is happiness when it comes from inside, but then let yourself long for it in a joyful, receptive way. The word receptive, that's what's been missing, isn't it? We have said no to it, and now we're going to say yes to it and receive it. And that will happen in stillness. That's when we do not take thought. That's when we're not resisting it. That's when we sit down and make this sensation of longing our best friend. We may need to do that for a long time if we have been resisting it a lot, which I have. Over the years it's lessened, but lately I can really see how I have kept that door closed. And I really don't want to do that anymore when you really see it so clearly. So when I feel that joy of like, yeah, I want to be happy again, I actually feel grateful for, yes, it's almost like it's going to be given to me because I can feel that longing for it. So it's like, yes, yes, please. Yes, me too. And in that energy, that's more like an elevated emotion as opposed to a suppressed emotion. So what do you think is going to work better? To close the door or to just say yes? I mean, you can almost feel that the door opens up for you to receive it. You do not need to take thought about how it's going to come, but you can just feel. And then, how gratitude, they say how gratitude is really important in manifesting or creation. And that is because it's already here. So it's kind of becoming grateful that we're here and now we're experiencing it. And now we say yes to it. Yes, thank you. Thank you, right? That's gratitude. Yes, please. Yes, thank you. I'll love to receive that. Even though I don't know exactly what it is, I can feel it feels really good. So yes, yes, yes. Let's give that a try, okay? And I want to just keep reminding you guys that every first Tuesday of the month, we're going to have a little feel your deepest longings, find your spiritual calling. It's all kind of in the same ball game, and where we can practice it, we can share. I guide you into little meditations so you can start dipping into it and really get the feeling of it. It's not a thing in the mind. It's really a delicious feeling that the divine wants for every single one of us, because we're not separate from it. So give that a try. Please comment, like, share if you want. I would love to hear how this is working for you. And that also keeps me inspired to keep sharing and see that it's really landing somewhere and that it's not just me having this experience. So thank you so much. Until we meet again.